At this time, in what area is George Santos not investigating? Santos, a former GOP congressman from New York who was caught lying about many of his backgrounds, is now being investigated by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York in a case that has since many years in which he raised thousands of people dollars to apparently support a sick veteran's dog, and stole the money for himself. It is not known where he went and whether the veteran, Richard Osthoff, has received the penny. Osthoff said FBI agents contacted him on Wednesday on behalf of the New York Attorney General's office and provided investigators with copies of previous text conversations he had with Santos. CNN has already made the content of some of those messages public, which describes how Santos, who was using a different name at the time, spoke about getting the necessary veterinary care for Osthoff's dog and later want to take the dog. For this visit the vet is waiting without Osthoff even if he is present. Santos has separately claimed to have a tax-exempt charity working in animal welfare, but the IRS has no records of the organization with such status. Osthoff said this week, "I'm happy to play football with a big goal. I'm afraid that what happened to me is too long ago to be prosecuted." Santos could find himself charged with fraud. In relation to the incident, although it is clear that the investigation will end at this time. Longtime Trump ally Steve Bannon faces a criminal investigation into similar allegations after he and his allies campaigned for support for a wall along the southern border. Bannon and his team received personal money from the donation, and although Trump acquitted him in a federal lawsuit before he left office, Bannon was indicted in New York. As for Santos, he voluntarily stepped down from his role in the committee of the new Congress, and it seems unlikely that he will be able to have more than one term, given the recent polls that showed that more than a third of the way 4 of his constituents supports the idea that it will go down, including more than 70% of Republicans. His departure from Congress, at least at the end of his current term, will not end the investigation, however. He is also facing a Justice Department investigation into his campaign finances, where there have been claims of hundreds of thousands of dollars he personally lent to his campaign, but whose source is unknown. Mother Jones has discovered that donations worth tens of thousands of dollars to support the 2020 campaign may have been presented with false personal information, which could lead to other crimes. In one instance, the address stated for 2 donors who claimed to share the last name did not exist, and there was no record the book could find of anyone living in the United States.